Greetings, Internet. I'm going to actually film with something running in the background and see if you can hear it. Because I'm tired. And here I am, naked and with a terrible case of bed hair, to bring you another Naked Truth, courtesy of the always lovely Tricia Hirschberger. And this particular Naked Truth is on networking. Not computer networking, but networking between human beings, which should really be only facilitated by computer networking, unless we want our mechanical overlords to enslave us and force us to mine uranium in the outer planets. But, so Tricia's question was, what should be on a business card when you're networking? This is a good question, an excellent question, in fact. There are two things in addition to your contact information if you are a person, as in an agent that does a thing without a particular office. That I'm going to point out. Now, the first thing, of course, would be some kind of a graphic that depicts what it is you do. This is important because someone is looking for your card. That card needs to be memorable. They need to look at that card, and there needs to be this big light bulb above their head that goes bing! And they remember who you are. That's thing number one. And for me, now, I'm a writer. That's my basic, what I'd really like to do in life. I have done acting. I have done some sound work, filming. I've been behind the camera a couple of times. But nothing terribly interesting. So primarily what I do with my time is I write. So you might put some kind of a thing that depicts writing, like books or scripts or a quill pen. The problem with this, of course, is that you could come up with something that everybody has seen and that does not make that light bulb go off. So you might want to make that light bulb go off some other way. For me, if I wanted to have business cards, which I really don't have a need for them, I don't move in those circles. You know, most of the people I know, most people I meet are clients of mine in the field of social services, and I'm actually not allowed to interact with them outside of a strictly professional manner. So, if I were having a business card for my talents as a writer, I would certainly have something similar to a pen, perhaps a pen with a keyboard body. And across the bottom of this business card would be images. One would definitely be books, another one would be a motion picture camera, perhaps theater masks. One thing depicting every kind of writing I have done. So maybe not professionally, but every type of writing that I feel confident that if I were contracted to do that type of writing, I would be able to do. I mean, that's what I do. I write, I come up with concepts very easily. I had one person recently say that he was interested in working with me on a comic book. Problem is, I really don't think he has the time, and I really don't think he has the fortitude to finish a comic book, and then I don't think he knows how to market a comic book either, so that's kind of my issue. But yeah, sure, I could write that. I don't know what a comic book strip looks like. Let me rephrase that. I write comic strips. I draw comic strips. They're strictly humor. I do not know what a comic book script would look like. I could write one. I could sit there on the computer and literally give you a visual representation of every panel with exactly what I would want in that panel. I can do that. It's not beyond the realm of possibility. I do my own lettering now, so I guess I could do the lettering, although I would have to work a lot harder for a serious book's lettering than for my comics. I do all kinds of writing. I have never done technical writing, although I believe I could do that. That's fine. So there's the first thing, an image depicting what you do that is unique enough to make your audience look at that and remember who you are. Now, the second thing, of course, would be a photograph of yourself. Because you want them to be like, oh yeah, that guy. That's the guy. Definitely, that's the guy. They don't want to call and be like, is this really the guy I'm looking for? Now, mind you, Tricia Hirschberger showed us her business card, and the first had a picture of her. It was a nice picture of her, and on the back it had a pinup of her. Now, if I had never met Tricia Hirschberger before, and I didn't know her personality, I would probably look at that and think, okay, her thing is to be sexy on camera. I don't know if that's really you, Tricia. I mean, you might want to include another graphic that's more typical of what you do. You might want to do a picture of you as a magician's assistant. I've never seen that. I've heard you talk about it. I know you do it. I don't know if you do any shows in LA anymore, but yeah. My book said something. Anyway, so yeah, it's as an actor, if you're going to have pictures of yourself on your card, and you should, they should be pictures of what you think you're most comfortable in doing, what your thing is. I mean, if it were me, if I were going to be an actor, I would probably go out there and get the Chippendale suit and do a Chris Farley dance and have somebody photograph me doing the Chris Farley dance, because look, I'm a big fat guy. That's my thing. I'm a big fat guy. No matter what you put me in, I'm going to be a big fat guy. So I would depict myself as being one of those big fat guys with a kind of very, very visual type of humor, very movement-based type of humor, which was typical of Farley's style. To be completely honest with you, directors have kind of said that I'm something of a chameleon in terms of the acting, because I can be very physical, but I do not need to be. And that was one thing I told them at that time. I said, look, if I don't have to be physical to give you my point, I'm not going to be. Don't pigeonhole me into, well, you need to be this, you need to be that. I have versatility. So again, I might put another picture of myself on this card as a security officer, because that's my highest level of experience. It's not a part I've ever gotten to play. I mean, really, it would be great if I could have one picture of me as Abraham Van Helsing from Dracula, which was the oldest character I've played. Perhaps Caliban from Shakespeare's The Tempest, which is the most makeup-intensive character I've played, as well as the most physical. And then a straight shot of me as a security guard, and then your wonderful Chris Farley impression. And then just a classic headshot somewhere on that. So one on the front page would be your Chris Farley. I'm going to call it a Farley shot. And then on the back you'd have Caliban, Van Helsing, security guard, Richard's headshot. If I were an actor, that's what I would do.